Welcome back to another video. We are in the Open Great League, and today we have a team featuring the Shadow Steelix. We have the Pelipper and Serperior here in the back. We have a interesting lead here, kind of a neutral matchup. They are going to be able to threaten potential dig, but they actually go for the Aerial Ace bait. But then they decide to switch out, so that forces us to switch into our Pelipper. Now, because we're down a shield, we probably are not going to be able to win this. So we're going to go for this Hurricane, either get the shield or get some big damage. Opponent ends up shielding, and luckily we are able to get to another Weather Ball. So for what it's worth, Pelipper did his job. We are going to have to decide to come in with our Serperior. We're going to have to tank a move. So this Ice Puncher will do super effective, but we're looking to farm down. Looks like we're not able to farm down, so we're going to let this go. Plus, we don't want this Serperior to have a lot of health, because we know this Glider is coming back. So we go for this Aerial Ace. They don't shield, and now it looks like this Lickitung is coming back in. We have to go for these Breaking Swipes. These Breaking Swipes will help, but we're going to need a ton of these Breaking Swipes to be able to take out this shiny Lickitung. This is the classic Lickitung Medicham core. Two fairly bulky Pokemon. And so we're going to let this go. It ends up being the Power Whip, excuse me. And we're looking for a full farm down here, but unfortunately we have to tank another move. Lucky for us, that Power Whip does not KO, and we are able to get to another Breaking Swipe. We do get the last shield, and we're going to try to get to a Frenzy Plant. We have to shield here. We are at a Frenzy Plant right now. Okay, and we're going to be able to throw this Frenzy Plant. Will it be enough to KO? Let's find out. It does KO, and we are able to fast move down that Lickitung. So, well played by us. Able to wiggle out of that tough situation, being down a shield for that second half of the match. Next game here, we have the Shadow Venusaur. This Shadow Venusaur is going to be taking a lot of fast move damage, but they are able to get huge Frenzy Plant damage if we don't shield here. So we decided to shield the first one because we already have this Breaking Swipe. It does debuff our opponent. There's the Lickitung again. We're going to debuff this Lickitung. And let's see if we end up staying in or we let it go. We actually stay in because we are trying to force this Lickitung to throw a bunch of energy. They go for the Power Whip. Does not KO. We're going to throw this Breaking Swipe as soon as possible. And we're going to be able to debuff this. So the idea here is to try to farm down with something we have in the back. We're going to allow this Body Slam to go through. Now we have a choice. We go into the Pelipper or the Serperior. We're going with the Pelipper. We look for the farm down. That's exactly what happened. And then we're going to switch out into our Serperior. Ends up being the Dugong. Dugong is really good against our Serperior. So we have to just put everything on the line here. We're going to bait the Aerial Ace. We do get the shield, which is great. We do get to the second Frenzy Plant. So we're pretty much going to get a shield or we're going to get huge damage. That's as good as it's going to get. And our opponent ends up throwing the Icy Wind here. We have a chance if we can get to this Hurricane. Huge. We get to the Hurricane. This is going to KO this Dugong. So we got the Dugong out of the way. And now we just got to race to the move. We are able to get to the Weather Ball here because it's Shadow Venusaur. It is going to be taking a lot of damage, even though it resists the water types there. So GG's to our opponent right there. On to the next one. If you haven't figured this out already, you got the Shadow Steelix with the Pelipper core, and then we have the Serperior kind of just as a generalist as well. Here we have the knowledge that we can win the Zero Shield if we... Oh, it looks like we play it out, but it looks like we do not play it out. They switch into their Galarian Stunfisk. Even though this Galarian Stunfisk was able to get that Rock Slide off, we are able to survive one Rock Slide. And we're trying our best to flip this match here because we're trying to throw on CMP tie. There you go. That Weather Ball right there was exactly when they were throwing their move. So we do have a chance to flip this match if we decide to go for the double shield situation. Our opponent ends up switching out, trying to catch us slipping a little bit, but we are aware of it. We go for the Earthquake to take out that Lantern immediately. And now we're just going to force some energy out of our opponent. I don't think a Rock Slide will KO. Nope. And then now we're going to be able to get to another Earthquake here. This Earthquake will be able to do huge damage. Boom! There goes that Galarian Stumpus. And now we are met with the Noctowl. Okay, this is not GG's yet. Obviously, the Serperior here is really weak to the Noctowl. We try to catch a move right there. Unfortunately, we do not. And we're going to just basically spam a bunch of Weather Balls at this point. Our opponent recognizes that they just have to go for a farm down, so they don't worry about it. And then now we're going to catch them slipping a little bit. We go for this Aerial Ace. Does it KO? Yes, it does. So GG's to our opponent right there. Able to come back and beat that Noctowl with basically, what was it? Serperior and the Pelipper. So well done. Another Lantern matchup here. We're going to try to throw on optimal timing, so we don't throw it when we immediately have it. We're going to let the Serp go. We know we survive it. So because we let the first one go, we are technically able to get to 2 Breaking Swipes here. They're going to be able to throw another Serp here. We know we can survive it, so we let it go. Now we're going to be able to debuff them twice. But luckily, we are able to get a shield, so we'll take that. They decide to switch out into the Umbreon, so we counter swap into our Pelipper. 2 shields with Pelipper versus 1 shield Umbreon. Let's see who is able to manage the situation better. Okay, our opponent is going to be throwing these foul plays. We have to eventually shield, so that's exactly what we do. We decide to go for the Hurricane here because we think we can get to 2 Hurricanes, right? So we don't get to 2 Hurricanes before they get to a move. We decide to let it go. We barely survive it. And now we're going to go for the extra Hurricane here. This is going to get the KO or the last shield. This Pelipper is pretty much useless now, so we're going to switch out into the Serperior. It ends up being the counter swap into the Wigglytuff. This Wigglytuff is going to have to eventually shield. We are able to have an energy head start. So we go for the first Frenzy Plant. They let it go. We go for the Aerial Ace. We get the shield. And now our goal is to try our best to get to 2 moves. Ends up being a Disarming Voice here. We are able to get to 2 Aerial Aces here, so we go first Aerial Ace to take out this Wiggly, and then we're going to have another Aerial Ace to take out that Lantern. Actually, we have a Frenzy Plant, so I don't think it would have mattered. It would have been close, but GG's to our opponent right there. Either Frenzy Plant or Aerial Ace at that health range probably would have been enough. Not exactly sure. But we go for the Frenzy Plant just to be sure because we are going to be able to resist the Bark. Okay, here we're going to switch on to the Pelipper. This Pelipper is met with a Lickitung. Your classic Medichim Lickitung. Oh, they actually end up shielding the correct Hurricane, so that is well done by them. We're going to have to let this Pelipper go because we want a shield advantage for the backline. We still don't know exactly what they have in the back. We think it's a Lantern, so we're hoping the Serperior is going to be able to beat their backline. So I believe we're going to go with our Steelix here. This is an opportunity to farm down potentially. Let's see if we end up going for it. We see that the Power Whip, I don't know, does about less than 25%. So we know that we survived this. Oh, they actually go for the Body Slam. So they actually were trying to bait us. We switch out into the Serperior here. Ends up being Ice Punch. We didn't show the first one because we wanted to see them actually have Ice Punch. So we know that they have another Ice Punch ready, and we are met with the Gligar. So this is gonna be a tough situation. We go for the Frenzy Plant here. Only does probably like 40%. Only 40% right there is a little bit unfortunate. We'll have to go for the shield, and we're gonna go for this Frenzy Plant here because we want this last shield or big damage. They decide to shield, and now we're trying our best to catch. But we actually switch out into our Steelix to go for the Breaking Swipe, force out energy from our opponent. It has to be Dig, okay? And now it's the race. Are we able to get to another move? No, unfortunately, we're not able to get to a move. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.